Okay, we've done it, people. We're at part 3 of songs that I think would have been fire on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. No one cares about this but me, but I'm going to forge ahead and do the final iteration of the series. There are 2 others if you care at all. I don't care if you care, I care that I care. So I'm just gonna get right into it. These are songs on this playlist that I made, the Gilliverse, that I think would have just been just perfect on Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, and I'm just gonna tell you what they are on my playlist and why. Numero uno. This is a Mexican Institute of Sound song called Mas. And the reason I put this on here, it's gonna blow your mind, okay? Okay, just walk with me. This song, to me, encapsulates what Breaking Bad is about for Walter, the character Walter White. Nothing but mas. More. More money, more power, more drugs. This would be an absolute fantastic tribute to Walt's obsessive greed. Now, the song Mas has this great opening line that says, and I quote, "Soy prostituta, diputado y senador." My Spanish is horrible, but that means I am a prostitute, a deputy, and a senator. Think about that. I am a prostitute, a deputy, and a senator, and Walter is all of these things at their worst. I say this not to denigrate sex workers, but just to say that he sells his body, his sanity, and his everything for money and drugs and power, and that's it. So I just love this particular song. It's just all about like conflicting identities and just needing more. Love that song. I think it's perfect for Breaking Bad. Next is Passenger by Emily Wells. This is a song that goes, I'm a passenger, give me the keys, I want to drive. I'm a passenger, if you give me the keys, you know I won't survive. This, to me, is a perfect song for Jesse's struggle to sobriety. He's just not, I mean, he loses so much agency in the process of being connected to Walt, and this song, to me, just screams like Jesse in constant struggle. Next up, we've got a Better Call Saul song. It's I've Been Down So Long, It Looks Like Up to Me by Nancy and Lee. This is yet another perfect Kim and Jimmy song because she's kind of like the high-functioning one, you know what I mean? And poor Jimmy, he's always down. He's been down so long, it looks like up to him. And on the whole, I kind of feel like the Nancy and Lee album has that super fun, jangly, retro western vibe that would just like fit right in on the Better Call Saul soundtrack. So, back to Breaking Bad. One of the really great things about Breaking Bad is that it's almost a period piece for this like early Obama era America where things are getting better but sort of falling apart at the same time. Which is why many of the songs on this playlist are Obama era or before. One of these songs is Where Do I Begin by the Chemical Brothers. This particular song kind of screams to me a like soul-numbing, mindless montage of like Jesse when he's in the midst of sex, drugs, and addiction, and just like this sort of dread of being a young person at this time. If you've never heard the song, one of the lyrics is, don't even know whose bed I'm in, where do I start, where do I begin? And that's just sort of like perfect. Next song is Timber by Odetta. Again, I feel like a lot of the song choices in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are like just perfect because they kind of mirror what's going on screen. Timber, I think, would be a perfect song for like a body carrying and dumping montage. Like, this song is about labor, an obedient mule, and hauling heavy loads all day. And spoilers, the bodies of Emilio Koyama and Crazy 8 seem pretty heavy to me, so. Next is Arroz con Coco by Viento Callejero and Hector Guerrera. I eat psychedelic cumbia up like breakfast. Like, it's just delicious to me. And this song by Viento Callejero is no different. It kind of has like this sultry and suggestive tone. Like, when I played it for my friend who speaks Spanish, she was like, oh, this sounds so dirty. It just means rice and chocolate, but like wink wink, I guess. And I feel like this would be a perfect scene for like when the cartel has like a bunch of strippers come over or whatever. Next is Que Nega é Essa by Trio Makoto. This is like a really funky, fantastic Brazilian song that I just think would be like a multi-purpose, really fun montage song in either Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. Money counting, drug producing. I mean, it's just such a funky, dynamic song that like a sort of montage of something illicit and interesting on screen would be perfect for it. Okay, hear me out, but on Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, we never got like a Francesca montage. You know Francesca, his disgruntled employee. I kind of think a day in the life of Francesca being reduced from like this very sweet receptionist to being a woman whose only leverage at a job with like super shady dealings is like blackmailing and strong-arming her boss into tossing her stacks of Benjis every now and again. So the song Niña Rica by Bomba Estéreo I think would be a really fun backdrop to Francesca just being like an awesome rich bitch, you know, because it means I am a rich girl, and I just think her like counting money to this song would be just dynamite. So the song Mean Son of a Gun by Kitty, Daisy, and Lewis I think would be a fantastic backdrop to Skylar White taking care of business. You know, like the fans love to pigeonhole her, and she even sort of pigeonholes herself in the series by referring to herself as a bitch mom. You know, I think Mean Son of a Gun by Kitty, Daisy, and Lewis would be perfect. There's a Higher Power by the Louvin Brothers is this really haunting country western tune about exactly what it sounds like. This would be a powerful Jesse song, I think, especially in one of my favorite Jesse episodes, Peekaboo. That's basically the one where he goes to Spooge and his old lady's house and demands money from them that they stole from Skinny Pete. In this episode, Jesse kind of goes to hell and back to like establish his power as a drug dealer. Oop. Little darling alert. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Go forth. As I was saying, Jesse kind of goes to hell and back in this episode. Like, he almost dies at the hands of these two miserable wretches in the clutches of addiction. But as the events of the night unfold, it almost seems like Jesse kind of has like this really ghoulish guardian angel, because he winds up with all of the money he was trying to get and more when, spoilers, the ATM falls on one of his captors' heads and just like spits money out. So for all of that mess, I think the perfect soundtrack choice for that would be There's a Higher Power by the Louvin Brothers. This is another very spooky, haunting country western jangly number, and I just kind of feel like that would be a perfect song for this like higher power presence that's sort of in that specific episode. Another song that I think dovetails really nicely with what Breaking Bad is trying to say as a whole is All Hail by The Devil Makes Three. This song is kind of a treasure trove of lyrics that are completely devoid of hope whatsoever, and that's one of the reasons I love it. But basically it's painting a picture of like the hypocrisy of modern life, and capitalism and fascism, and like what are you supposed to do in the midst of all that but descend into madness. One of the lyrics is all hail, cause it's to work or to jail. And Breaking Bad kind of has this theme of money being really dirty. I mean, literally, like, sometimes there's blood on it, lighter fluid, phosphine gas. I mean, Walt literally has to, like, wash his money sometimes because it's physically dirty. And this song kind of agrees that money and labor are dirty and degrading, basically. So another song that'd be good for Better Call Saul, I know this episode has been kind of Breaking Bad song heavy, but a song for Better Call Saul that I think would be perfect for a day in the life montage for Lalo Salamanca would be Soy el hombre misterioso by Etoile de Dakar. This is a song by a famous band in Senegal in the 1970s, and it's in this genre of Senegalese music called mbalax. I'm probably not saying that right. So it kind of combines Senegalese, Mauritanian, and Gambian music with like a Latin influence. So the whole song is in Spanish and has like that infectious Latin beat and rhythm and syncopation. But like the whole message of the song of being El Hombre Misterioso kind of kind of jives with my view of Lalo Salamanca and just that he's like a mysterious guy. We kind of know his motivations, like La Familia es todo. He's really committed to his family and this family business as the Salamancas and the cartel, but just as like on a larger scale, I kind of don't know what's going on in Lalo's head ever. And like the intricacies of his motivations beyond the scope of what's happening on the show are just a mystery to me. And you kind of like never know the extent of what he's capable of. And I just kind of like love this song as like a very cool guy kind of song. Last song in the series, another Better Call Saul song I think would just be perfect, is one of my favorite songs to ever exist ever, and that would be Is That All There Is by Peggy Lee. So this song was basically written by Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller, so they were like this songwriting duo, and Lieber, who was the lyricist, kind of took a lot of inspiration in the lyrics from this like Victorian era German short story called Disillusionment, where a kid basically sees a house go up in flames and kind of asks this question of like, is that all there is to it? And Peggy Lee, as the kind of narratress in the song, also purportedly observes a fire in her childhood and asks, is that all there is to a fire? And she's just like kind of like recounting all of these instances where she's experiencing really powerful moments in life and feeling like something's missing. I kind of have a bunch of theoretical ideas for this specific song. The part of the song that's about a fire might be really powerful for the scene where, spoilers, Chuck's house goes up in flames. You know, so like that's a really cool like visual motif in the song. But there's also something like distinctly feminine about this song. Peggy Lee is obviously the really skilled voice behind this song, but there's also, like, to me, there's also something just like inherently tied to the female experience of just feeling like something's missing. I don't know, maybe that's just me. So I also kind of feel like this would be a really cool song for this period in Kim's life in Better Call Saul, where she's really bored by everything and nothing is really like filling her cup the way it used to, where she's just kind of like ignoring phone calls from important people and she's just kind of like, is that all there is? The fact of the matter is, it's one of the most beautiful songs in existence and it deserves its heyday on a fantastic television show, which is why I put it on this playlist. Well, thank you for coming on this journey for me. Thank you for like caring. Thank you for watching. If you did, I appreciate you. I really like to talk about TV. I really like to talk about music. So that's why this series exists. I'm sorry it's like a departure from my regular fashion content, but I'm just like nuts about music. I'm nuts about good television. And yeah. Please, as always, if you have a song that you kind of associate with either Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, or another television show, I'd really love to hear about that. I am like obsessed with soundtracks and how they work, so I'm always curious to see if other people have like a similar attachment to the music associated with their favorite piece of media, so let me know in the comments. I'm always curious to hear from you, so until next time, bye!